like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning, like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind.
Visit StogieGeeks.com/debonair for a list of retailers who carry Debonair cigars. Buy some today and get a little more Debonair. Welcome back, everyone, to the Stogie Geek Show. This is our Debonair Ideal segment for this evening. I'm, of course, joined by Mr. Will Cooper on the lines via Skype. We did an awesome interview. Everyone should go check it out. Emma from Frejas Cigars. Awesome cigar, by the way. It was awesome. What did you think of that cigar, Will?
I was really impressed with that cigar. Absolute. I meant when I said it's an absolute flavor bomb. I didn't expect it to have as much kick as it did. I was
it did have some kick to it.
And maybe maybe that's just me making a generalization, going into that cigar, but it had a lot of flavor, a lot of complexity in that cigar.
Yes.
Too. It's one I want to actually smoke again, probably not in a show setting, just because I know I probably missed some things in there. But,
I agree.
But there was a lot. I mean, the sweetness on that cigar was really, really good. I think the aging potential is phenomenal on this cigar, too.
I agree.
Yeah.
So we're in the Debonair Ideal segment, and I'm kind of calling this one like the ultimate Debonair evening. And Will, before I went out to Las Vegas, you and I talked about a lot of things that I should do in Las Vegas. I did very few of those, unfortunately, because I had a cold, which threw off my schedule completely from smoking. I think we're all still getting over a cold that we all of us had, which is just bad. But one evening, I was able to make it out in Las Vegas. Have you ever been to Andres in the Monte Carlo?
I've not. I mean, I knew you were talking about it before the show.
Dude, it was awesome. It was awesome. So I went with a couple of friends of mine who really enjoy cigars. And Andres has this fabulous French restaurant and on the first floor. And then on the second floor, they have a cigar lounge. And it was interesting because my friend Jeff was saying that he's like, I've been in Vegas for a while now. And he's like, I really hope we're not going to a loud place. Because, everywhere in Vegas is loud. Everywhere you go, it's loud. And I'm like, dude, you're in Vegas, man. I'm like, I'm making no promises that wherever we're going is not going to be loud. And I'm just warning you right now. So we go into this French restaurant. Very, very impeccable service. Yes, sir, Mr. Asadorian, please come to your table. They take us into the back restaurant area. And she opens the door for us. The door closes behind us. And it's like the ruckus and noisiness of Vegas dissipates in the background, and you're in a nice, quiet setting. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So that was very much appreciated. Fantastic food. Unbelievable. And the great cocktails. We had some bourbon cocktails with dinner, which were fabulous. And, they do the thing where they pull the tops off of all the plates at the same time.
Oh, well,
that's just so classy, dude. I mean, it's so debonair, right? It's just so and not pretentious, just very classy and very friendly, nice service. So we get finished with dinner. And we're like, we want to go upstairs and have a cigar. Yes, sir, Mr. Asadorian. We'll take you right upstairs. Let me open.
They obviously didn't know you if they were calling you Mr. Asadorian.
No, they had no idea who I was.
Right.
They had no idea my capabilities to slum it and, go get five guys for dinner and then go to some bar and have drinks, right? So they take us to the elevator. The elevator goes up. And this cigar lounge is absolutely gorgeous, Will. It's small. They had a fireplace going, which was kind of weird because it's the desert and it's Las Vegas, but it worked. It was like these bookcases. The bar was just the lights on the bar and all the cognac, because it's a French restaurant, so they specialized in cognac. So we go to order some cognac, and here's where I'm kind of, showing my non-debonair. So I'm like, yeah, I'm like, you got any Hennessy? And he's like, no, Mr. Asadorian, we don't have any Hennessy. I'm like, how about Remy Martin? No, Mr. Asadorian, we don't have any Remy Martin. I'm like, all right, now you're stretching my limitations of cognac. Like, and my friends are just laughing. And I said to the maitre d', he goes, we have a lot of different kinds of, like French cognac. And we said, well, we want to leave it to you. We want you to go select the cognacs. My friends got some cigars. They had a very small selection, so I didn't actually buy a cigar. I smoked one of my own. I actually smoked a Sancho Panza Cuban, which have gotten a lot better with age. And it was the perfect smoke for that evening. And we went through 3 rounds of cognac, Will. And every time we come out with the cognac, right, he'd bring us the bottle, and he would show us the bottle, and then he'd tell us the kind of cognac it was. He'd tell us about some of the flavor characteristics in the cognac, and then, brought us out the cognac. And he started kind of mild, and then the second one was a little bit sweeter. Actually, like the second one better. It was delicious, had this honey sweetness, was awesome. And then the last one that he brought us was a little spicier and a little more bold, and he kind of like built that flavor progression. We left it totally up to him to select all these cognacs that I've never heard before. I probably should have taken pictures of each one in hindsight, and it was just fabulous. And we sat there, had cigars and cognac, and it was just awesome. It was awesome. It was a very debonair experience, and I highly recommend. By no way are they affiliated with the show, but he gave me his business card. I booked it through Open Table, which I also highly recommend.
Absolutely.
To be very debonair about it when you go to somewhere, Las Vegas or any other big city, book your reservations with Open Table. So I already had reservations. So when, some of my friends, one of my friends happens to be the CEO of a company. He's like, I want to have cigars. And I'm like, well, I have reservations already. I'd made them through Open Table. So it was just a fabulous, fabulous evening. It was awesome.
Hey, just a quick note. We actually have some distorted audio coming over the live feed, it looks like.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me with the way technology has been treating us tonight, Will. I don't know what we did to anger the technology gods, but we've angered them greatly tonight.
Yeah. Yep.
So I apologize, though, about that.
Yep. We will look into that. Yep.
So it was great. So, Will, I highly recommend the next time you're out in Vegas to check that out. I could get used to it, an evening like that. It was pretty fabulous.
So Andre's at the Monte Carlo.
Andre's at the Monte Carlo. Yeah, it wasn't too smoky in the cigar lounge either. They had good ventilation. So it was nice. It was very nice. Small cigar selection, though. So, I would say most likely bring your own if you're a listener of the show, as their selection was small. They did have some Padrones in the humidor, though, which was nice, which is what I recommended for my friends to smoke. So
absolutely.
Bring something that goes well with cognac. Because you want to try the cognac at this place.
I
have newfound appreciation for cognac now, Will.
I actually just poured a little bit because in anticipation of this segment, and I'm I don't drink a lot of cognac. I had some in the house, and it's actually very good. I'm finishing up Emma's cigar with it, and it's actually very good.
Yeah, I mean, I find it to be somewhat of a more winter kind of drink.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're not really big into cognac, you can buy a lower grade cognac and make a sidecar with cognac, which is good. So sidecar is going to be, you should do 2 parts cognac, 1 part orange liqueur, Cointreau preferably, and then half of the second ingredient. So if you do 2 ounces cognac, 1 ounce orange liqueur, and then half an ounce of lemon juice, preferably fresh squeezed. You can also offset that with a little bit of simple syrup or agave nectar, just a tiny bit to kind of make it a little sweeter or a little more kind of citrusy as you prefer. And that's a great cocktail with a cigar. It's a good all-around cocktail, and there are a few people that don't like that cocktail when we make them. So that's kind of get you kind of introduced to that cognac flavor, and then work your way up to the straight cognac.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was my evening. It was pretty fabulous. Very debonair.
Yeah, no, that's good. So the question I have is, you went out to Vegas with X number of cigars. What was the delta you came back with? Did you come back with more cigars or less cigars?
I had so many. No, I did buy some, and I definitely came back with more than what I brought out.
It's always the case.
Smoked. It's always the case, right? I managed to control myself pretty well at Casa Fuente. which I did visit as well. In fact, I'm smoking one of the ones from Casa Fuente now. This is the Arturo Fuente Grand Anniversario Destino Siglio Robusto, which is fabulous. I think the Perfecto is the one that I like the most out of this line. It was absolutely, that cigar's got to be, I think I'll talk about it next in my Cigars with Stogies of the Week. So, but a lot of listeners gave me cigars too. And I'm very thankful to all the listeners who gave me cigars. And I was at a security conference, and most of them were listeners of the Security Weekly show. But a lot of people gifted me cigars, which was nice. One person said he didn't smoke anymore and gave me a lot of really dry and damaged cigars, which, being very debonair, I was gracious enough to accept them. And I'm working on rehumidifying them, bringing them back to life, and I will take them to Stogie Santa, who will help me fix them in exchange for being able to keep some for himself. There was some Davidoff. What's the mild one in the Davidoff line? It's a white label Grand Cru.
Grand Cru?
There's a couple of Grand Crus in there and some Cohiba Cuban Coronas as well. Now, some of them had the wrapper completely off. The cigar wrapper had gotten so dry, that it just completely flaked off, and pretty much nothing but binder was exposed. So I think it's going to be an interesting science experiment if we can find some like Nicaraguan wrapper and put it around that cigar and see how it smokes.
That would be a good idea.
So I'm going to do some experimenting. So you might see some reviews of some mad scientist project cigars.
There used to be a woman who did that on the internet.
Yeah, like wrap different cigars.
She'd take the wrapper off, and she was really good at it.
Was it Craig or
Christine?
One of the other podcast guys, I don't know if it was Craig or someone else, used to do that a lot too. He would swap wrappers on cigars and things like that.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Craig. I know Dave Garofalo did it with a Padron once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So that is our Debonair segment for this evening. Make sure you stay tuned. We're going to talk about our Stogies for the week coming up next. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.